My friends, my fellow America-loving, truth-digging patriots, welcome! Welcome to another day of broadcasting brilliance, where the courage to speak the truth meets the audacity to expose the nonsense. And today, oh boy, today we are witnessing something big, something monumental, a tectonic shift in the culture war, a liberal media funeral march, if you will. Stephen Colbert's show cancelled. Poof. Just like CNN Plus and Brian Stelter's hairline. Now, I know what some of you are thinking. RL, didn't Colbert used to be funny? Yes, he used to play a character parodying conservatives, and for 5 minutes back in 2005, it was mildly amusing. But that expired like yogurt in the Arizona sun. Since Trump, Colbert became just another smarmy, preachy, soy latte swilling, Manhattan bubble-dwelling liberal megaphone. Night after night, America was subjected to the same monologue. Trump is bad. Republicans are racist. Let's worship Fauci. Rinse. Repeat. Cringe. Let's talk turkey. Ratings. Stephen Colbert was the most watched late-night host for a while, but that's only because the competition was Jimmy. I Cry on Air, Kimmel, and Jimmy Who? Fallon. But even with that accomplishment, his viewership plummeted in the last 2 years, especially after Trump left office. Because here's the dirty little secret. Without Trump to hate, these liberal shows don't know what to talk about. They became irrelevant faster than Joe Biden forgets what city he's in. Colbert's audience dried up like Bud Light's sales in Alabama. His monologues became so bitter and smug that even liberal viewers were like, "Can't we just get a joke without a lecture?" But the networks didn't care. CBS kept cutting the checks. Colbert was pulling in $15 million a year. To host a show losing money. That's right. CBS reportedly lost tens of millions of dollars on late-night programming over the last few years. Why? Because advertisers know these shows are no longer mainstream. They're niche leftist propaganda for aging college professors and gender studies graduates still living with their cats. This Colbert cancellation isn't just one show ending. Oh no, folks. This is the canary in the coal mine for the entire liberal comedy industrial complex. Samantha, be gone. Trevor Noah, gone. James Corden, gone. John Oliver, slipping into irrelevance faster than Hunter Biden at a job interview. Why? Because these people don't do comedy. They do clapter. They preach to their own choir and get applause for saying what MSNBC already said that morning. Now compare that to someone like Greg Gutfeld over on Fox. He's dominating with actual jokes, common sense, and yes, balance. That's right. Comedy with a spine. Gutfeld is doing what Colbert used to do back in his early days. Poke fun at everyone. And the people love it. Gutfeld's beating the liberal late-night shows and doing it on a cable network that the left pretends doesn't exist. That's why they hate him. That's why they ignore his ratings. That's why they're panicking now. Let's dive into the juicy part. The hypocrisy. You've got networks hemorrhaging money. Millions of dollars going down the drain. Ratings falling. Ad revenue drying up like Biden's speeches. And yet, Colbert makes $15 million. Joy Behar on The View, $7 million. Whoopi Goldberg, somewhere around $8 million. These people are living large while the shows bleed money. Imagine being a regular worker in Hollywood or at CBS, a producer, editor, crew member, and watching your job vanish while the millionaire host flies to Martha's Vineyard to complain about equity. Socialism for thee, capitalism for me. That's the game. These late-night shows are corporate welfare for washed-up liberal celebrities. You think The View makes money? Think again. ABC keeps it around because it's a leftist soapbox disguised as daytime entertainment. But at what cost? How long will shareholders tolerate this? When do the suits say, "Hey, we can't keep paying Whoopi to call half the country Nazis while we lose another $10 million. Let's zoom out, folks. This is not just about Colbert. This is about a cultural revolt. A silent majority, you, the hard-working, flag-loving, faith-respecting Americans, who are tuning out of this elitist garbage. Hollywood tried to force-feed you propaganda. They said, laugh, bigot. They said, clap for Ukraine. They said, if you disagree, you're a racist. And you said, no thanks. You turned to YouTube. You turned to podcasts. You turned to comedians who actually tell jokes instead of delivering Marxist sermons. You turned to people like Gutfeld, Joe Rogan, and even the Babylon Bee. You left the plantation of corporate liberal entertainment, and they can't handle it. Colbert's cancellation proves what we already knew. The people have spoken, and they're not laughing at your globalist, woke nonsense anymore. Now let's talk predictions. If Colbert is gone, who's next? I'll tell you. The View is hanging by a thread. ABC is under pressure. The audience is shrinking. The controversies are growing. Every few months, another co-host says something offensive, unhinged, or just plain idiotic. Then they circle the wagons and pretend it's fine. Joy Behar said Christians should be mentally ill for praying. Whoopi defended Roman Polanski. The show's reputation is tanking faster than the Biden approval rating. And still, millions of dollars go into this nonsense. Why? To maintain the illusion of women's voices in media? No, no, no. It's about control. It's about pushing the same narratives. Orange man bad. America is racist. Men can be women. Abort your baby and smile about it. But the market says otherwise. The market says, cancel it. America's tired of the shrieking hens of daytime TV. When The View finally gets canned, and they'll cry sexism, racism, and fascism. But the truth will be simpler. The show didn't make money. It didn't make sense. And it didn't make anyone laugh. Now this is the fun part, folks. We're not just talking about the collapse of woke comedy. We're talking about the rebirth of real entertainment. Comedy is returning to its roots. Making fun of power. Punching up, not punching down. Speaking truth without fear. The old gatekeepers are falling. You don't need CBS anymore. You don't need NBC. You don't even need HBO. All you need is a mic, a message, and an internet connection. That's why conservative voices are winning. Because we're not owned. We don't need approval from Hollywood. And we're not afraid to tell the truth. Even if it gets us banned, mocked, or canceled. That's what scares them the most. They can cancel Colbert. But they can't cancel you. They can cancel Trevor Noah. But they can't cancel common sense. They can cancel The View. But they can't cancel the rising tide of real America. So today, my friends, we mark a milestone. Stephen Colbert, cancelled. Liberal comedy, crumbling. Hollywood, hemorrhaging. And you, the forgotten, hard-working American, are winning. The truth is rising. The lies are falling. And the echo chamber? It's cracking like Hunter Biden at a deposition. Keep laughing. Keep speaking. And keep watching the walls of liberal media fall like the walls of Jericho, brought down by the trumpets of truth. This is the sound of their collapse. This is the sound of your victory. This is the RL Network. And we just broke the sound barrier of sanity. Until next time, stay proud, stay loud, and stay free.